Richard Lewis.
Dic Penderyn
was a 23-year-old collier
who lived and died fighting for rights and privileges that we enjoy in society today.
He was hanged in Cardiff on the 13th of August 1831
for a crime that many people believe that he was innocent of.
As he took to the gallows on that fateful morning, he uttered his final words:
O Aglaid dy Maganwydd.
O Lord, here is iniquity. Our film, Iniquity, tells the true story of Wales' first working class martyr.
And it is our intention to tell his story to the world.
For this story is not one that belongs to the people of Wales. It is one that belongs to anyone and everyone
that has ever suffered oppression at the hands of greed and tyranny.
At the height of the Industrial Revolution, the once peaceful rural town of Neath in South Wales fast became the global epicentre of the world's iron trade. Dic Penderyn lived in the town with his wife Elizabeth and their baby daughter Mary.
Children were often sent down to the mines to work at a young age.
When the iron industry hit recession in the mid-19th century, the working people were plunged into slave-like conditions, barely able to feed their families, or pay the extortionate rents to keep a roof over their heads.
Those who were able to find work often died young in the mines,
and were paid in tokens that could only be redeemed in shops owned by the town's authorities.
Not only were the workers trapped like rats on a sinking ship,
they were treated as vermin too. They knew that the only way they could ever secure a brighter future for their children and their children's children,
it was through unwavering solidarity.
And so secret union meetings began forming through the valleys. In May 1831, the workers held an illumination campaign.
Those in favour of reform were asked to complete a simple task:
to place a candle in their cottage window.
And so South Wales lit up like a Christmas tree.
The workers knew they had strength in their numbers. Then, on the 3rd of June 1831, tens of thousands of workers descended into the town of Merthyr
to meet with their masters and discuss the prospect of a fairer society.
Sadly, their requests were refused, and the British Army was called in to open fire on the crowd.
24 workers were shot dead where they stood.
But the workers fought back. For the first time in global history, the red flag was raised to means to signify the honest fight for workers' rights.
Armed with basic farming tools, the workers took over the town for 3 days and nights.
It then went down as a pivotal moment in Welsh history.
Merthyr Uprising!
Word was soon sent from Westminster that someone would need to pay the ultimate price.
The merciless Home Secretary, Lord Melbourne, desperately wanted to quash the spirits of the Welsh workers
and send out a clear message that further insurrection would not be tolerated. Dic Penderyn was charged with having stabbed a soldier.
Private Donald Black, 93rd Sutherland Highlanders.
A special constable by the name of James Abbott swore under oath that he witnessed Penderyn commit the crime,
even though the soldier did not recognise Penderyn as the man who had stabbed him.
Dic Penderyn was sentenced to hang. The benevolent ironmaster Joseph Tregellis Price visited Penderyn in Cardiff jail.
He was so overcome by the young man's innocence that he petitioned Parliament for a stay of execution.
But the officials needed a scapegoat.
Dic Penderyn, the 23-year-old collier and family man, was to be just that.
Some years after Penderyn's wrongful execution, the witness, James Abbott, confessed that he had lied at the trial.
Then another confession, this time the dying words of a Welsh miner by the name of Yanko Parker.
He told the priest, Evan Evans, that it was in fact he who had stabbed the soldier. So overcome by guilt and not being able to stop this awful miscarriage of justice, the pitmaster Joseph Tregellis Price founded a school for his workers' children.
Even with the overwhelming evidence, they simply got the wrong man. Dic Penderyn is still considered the guilty man in the eyes of the British state.
You might be forgiven for thinking that his death was in vain.
But we are here to show you that it was not. The Merthyr Uprising saw the birth of the trade union movement in Wales. Over the following 2 centuries, the unions have continued that honest fight. One of the rights that Dic Penderyn and his fellow workers were protesting for in 1831 was the right to grant Merthyr a seat in Parliament. This was passed the very next year in the Great Reform Act of 1832. Then, in 1900, the very first Labour Member of Parliament, Keir Hardie, was voted into that very seat. Indeed, our current Prime Minister is named after him. Although some might say he needs a little reminding of his roots at times. The Labour Party, or Workers' Party, continued to grow throughout the 20th century. Then, in 1948, the son of a Welsh collier and a member of His Majesty's Labour government walked into those very Houses of Parliament and founded our beloved NHS. Sometime after that, in 1987, the son of a steelworker from Talbot invented a medicine that through the NHS went on to save millions of babies' lives across the land. His name is Professor Sir Christopher Evans, and he is back in our film. But he is not the only living proof here with us tonight, that our ancestors, like Dic Penderyn, fought and died securing rights and privileges that we enjoy in society today. We are all pupils of Abbey Primary School in Neath, the very same school founded by Joseph Tregellis Price on behalf of Dic Penderyn.